In the last episode, I discussed some pretty alarming statistics about suicide, and if you didn't check that out, I will share those in just a second again. But if you didn't listen to that last episode, I believe it's a pretty good one, so I would recommend checking it out. This episode, I told you, was going to be a two-parter, where I'm going to piggyback off of what I discussed in that last episode and dive a heck of a lot deeper. And actually, I'm going to be sharing something I've never really shared public before because, to be honest, I never really felt the need to, but now I'm wanting to help change society, and I believe that it's a good fit for this conversation, and I can't wait to share that with you. Real quick, if you are watching on YouTube, you've been in the basement. That's where I film most of my episodes, but I'll give you a quick little tour, a mini MTV Crib sesh. This is I took it over. It's a bar area, and my wife wants a dining room table, which we're going to swap it out soon. The bar's going to be out of here, but that's where I watch all the Texans games, and see those little shits in the corner. Those are guinea pigs, which I don't like our guinea pigs because they just sit there and do nothing all day. Anyways, and this is the kitchen, and then we got a living room, bathroom, and just giving you a quick little tour because, I don't know, maybe you care. Who knows? Moving on. Anyways, so without further ado, thank you guys so much for choosing to listen to the Growth Winners podcast. I am your host, Dennis Hennigan, and one thing I do a little bit differently than other podcasts is I repeat a mantra every episode. If it's your first time listening, all you have to do is repeat 3 things after me, and then we'll hop right in. So repeat after me. I am confident. I am valuable. I am a growth winner. And if this is your first episode, real quick, the only reason I do that is because I believe that if you continue to listen to every episode and you start, repeating that in your mind, then you'll be able to take more actionable steps and get a little bit more involved versus just listening to this and then going back to your regular routine and your life. So here we go. If you saw the title, should be above me in post editing, but it's not there yet. The title should be 3. I'm going to name it like 3 ways that we can all help change society for free. I'm going to get into that after I talk about some stuff before that, but it's true. There's so many easy things that we can all do and come together and make this world a better place and do our part, to just make it a better place. So when I discussed those statistics real quick last episode, it was 1.4 million suicide attempts in 2017 and 173,000 deaths from suicide, which the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention gave us that's where I got the statistics from, and they say that there's 129 suicides per day on average. And I thought it was super alarming. I wanted to dive deep into it, and I've really tried to understand why those statistics are the way that they are. And moving on to where, if you follow me on Instagram, today's the 17th, it's Friday. I had a horrible week. I posted a post on my feed. Go check it out. Go read it. I'm not going to lie. I had a shitty week, and I want to talk about what I've learned from that experience. So it's very easy to get in your own head, all right? And it's so crazy to me that I talk so much about mindset, and I talk about habits and all this positive stuff, but I hit a fucking wall this week, and I had no idea how to get out of it. I kept spinning in deeper and deeper circles, and I'll share a little bit about why it happened, but more importantly, I want to talk about what I did to not overcome it, but to just push through. So it all started with a work project, right? Like, I've been working on this project at work, and it's been draining me a little bit, and I allowed to bring it home right here where I eat dinner, where I spend time with my family. I allowed myself to just shut down emotionally, mentally, physically, just everything. It was like I was on like a conveyor belt, just moving through life is what I felt like this week. I felt like my life was moving in slow motion, just at a standstill, because I was so damn stuck in my own head that I couldn't get out of it. But more importantly was just to understand and learn from it, right? Like, normally it's like, look, we all have bad days, and I want to relate this back to you instead of talking about myself, is when's the last time that you put a shitload, and I mean effort, time, money, sacrifice, you gave up this to do this, and you put so much work and time and effort and energy into something, and you just couldn't get it right. You couldn't figure it out. That's basically what I went through this week. And you try and you want something so badly, and just what reality actually, dishes out wasn't the same thing that you had in your head. And you get discouraged and you just shut down. Like, at least that's what I did this week. And so, and you can relate that to pretty much anything. You put so much time and effort into your marriage and things just aren't, it's still rocky. You put so much time and energy into the gym, but you're not really losing the weight or gaining the muscle that you want. You put so much time and energy into your business, but you still can't close the sale. You can't grow and get to the next level. We all have these experiences, right? That we try and we try and we try, and it's like, God damn it, I wish things were just, and you just got it. And I forgot about those patients. I wanted instant gratification this week. I was working on this project. It didn't turn out and pan out the way that I wanted to. And I got down and I shut down and I allowed it to control my life, to control my decisions, my thoughts, everything. So to wrap up my crappy week, I want to discuss basically what I learned from it. So what I learned from it was I'm usually pretty good at overcoming things and just looking at the suck and the failure as a positive to learn from it. But this week I was blocked. So that's basically my big takeaway is when you go through these experiences, and it's so wild to me that I spend so much time with self-development. I spend so much time practicing daily habits and mindset, and shocker, how the hell did I fall into that trap? How did I allow myself to get into that position? Well, I'm going to bury this past week and I'm going to move on in a more positive way. And that's my big takeaway from this past week is when you go through hell, you put in all that time, you put in all that energy and that effort, and you didn't get what you expected or it didn't go your way, learn from it. How can you embrace the pain and the shittiness of the moment, the present moment that you're in? How can you learn from that so that next time you can get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better? This week, I went through shit and I just kept spiraling out. And that's my big takeaway is, not allow so much time. Like if I should have done whatever it takes. I should have taken different steps earlier in the week to limit the amount of time I allowed this to self-destruct. So that's my big takeaway. Crazy week. Moving on, I wanted to shift towards talking about a couple of my past experiences and personal experiences, which, again, if my friends or anybody that actually personally knows me, they're going to probably listen to this and be like, what? No way, that's not you. That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. Well, yeah, I have fucking hid it, right? Like I've hid my pain on a level where I haven't really opened up about it. And that's why I wanted to open it up now and kind of share publicly, just to put myself out there and just see what the world thinks about it. Maybe other people can relate, maybe I'm crazy, I don't know. I got to find out, and that's why I want to share with the world, or you guys listening at least. The thing is, so I'm going to keep it confidential, but depression runs in my family for generations. It's not just one. Like it's down the line. Depression runs in our family. I don't like putting labels on things, right? To me, it's like I don't think that I'm crazy for feeling the things that, the experiences that I've been through, but relating it back to suicide real quick, I just told my wife the other night, there has been moments where I've just been blinded by my maybe depression. I don't know if it's there or not. I feel depressed sometimes, but not often. Like it comes and goes. I'm not a doctor. I can't speak and have a conversation about that. What I can have a conversation about is mental health, in my opinion, is a very serious topic, and I believe that a lot of people struggle. I have struggled in my life. You have struggled in your life. We all struggle, but the difference is are you hiding behind your pain, or are you being open about it and sharing it with the world, or just sharing it with people that you trust and getting the help that you need? Because for me, I know that there's been much more painful situations in my life where I was telling my wife there's been times in my past where I've literally thought about suicide. And I'm not just saying that shit. I literally have thought about it and like, oh my God. There's been times where I've literally, this is years ago, I would drive down the road as fast as I fucking could without crashing, obviously, but thinking to myself, like, what if? Maybe if I did crash today, like, it wouldn't be that bad. It wouldn't be that big of a deal, And yeah, it sucks to be in those situations, but when you're in that state of mind, that's kind of all you're really thinking, right? Like, you're not in control of your mind. And to me, like, relate it back to those statistics, how many of those are actual, like, they actually wanted to do it, or they just were so damn low they felt like it was the only thing left to do? A lot of people say people that commit suicide are selfish and shit. To me, I kind of want to throw a thought out there that maybe we can do a little better job of being nicer to people and helping people and just getting people the help that they need. If that is you, if you feel like you have symptoms or you feel like you might be in a bad spot in your life and you feel like shit's not going your way and you don't know what else to do, get the help that you need, right? Just ask and reach out and find somebody that you trust and get the help that you need. So moving real quick, just shifting gears, you should see the title up there is the 3 ways that we can change the world for free and make this a better society. I'm going to start with number 1 is just to be kind, right? Like, be kind as fuck. I am an asshole often. Like, I mean, we all have asshole-ish moments in our life where we're just not really thinking right. We're treating people disrespectfully. We say the wrong thing, like, probably shouldn't have said that. And that's just a part of life, right? We're not perfect. So being in this conversation myself, I am going to try to work on doing a better job of being more kind to people. Somebody makes your Starbucks drink wrong, or Dunkin' Donuts. I prefer Dunkin' Donuts, by the way. Someone makes your drink wrong, don't just talk to them like you're better than them or like shit. Don't criticize them. Don't beat them down for making a mistake. Somebody cuts you off in traffic. Don't fucking lay on the horn. I used to do that shit all the time because, hey, I told you I was an asshole. Or we all have asshole-ish moments. So number 1 is just to be kind. I truly believe, like, if you just think about this, if we all were just 1% more kind, 2% more kind, how much of an impact would that make in the world? Because I believe it would spread, right? And especially if we can make a better environment together and just literally push slowly at a time and make this world a better place. Number 2 is to don't assume. Sorry, I was about to grab my notes. I know I wrote them down. Number 2 is to not assume. If you see somebody else struggling, like, yes, being kind is going to go a super long way, and I think it's going to be a great start. But piggyback on to number 2 is if you know somebody, right? Like, and they're upset, or you can tell that they're upset. You see somebody's post. I actually did this a long time ago. I saw this person on Facebook, going to keep it confidential, and just post after post after post. Super depressing. I reached out. I messaged him. And I just tried to talk to him. By the way, I don't even know this person, right? Like, I've never met this person in my entire life. And I just reached out, offered some positive words, and he was super grateful. We're still Facebook friends. I like his stuff, and I think it's awesome. He's in a much better place now. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's because of me, but I just didn't assume that he was going to be all right. Like, just, oh, look at this guy bitching every damn day about his life. That's not the approach that I made. So in order to tie number 2 and number 1 together, I was being more kind, and I didn't just assume that he was going to figure it out himself. When we see people struggling, take that as a little bit of it's not your responsibility to make them to fix their shit, but it doesn't hurt to just help and just ask, hey, are you okay? Do you need to talk? And this is fundamental stuff, right? Like, I'm going to do a better job of it. I'm going to step in a little more and be more cautious of this, and I hope that you can too. And number 3 is to share a positive message. Mostly, I'm talking digitally on Facebook. If you see some negative shit about Trump, you see some negative shit about, just those memes, and yeah, they're funny, but if it's negative shit that's spreading a negative message and causing a not great message for the other person receiving that message, why? Right? Like, just share positive shit. And if we can share a positive message across our social media platforms and in person and just do all those 3 things together, it takes very little effort and can make a huge, huge impact if we all do it at the same exact time. Because if you sit here and listen and you're like, yeah, right, if I do that, it's really not going to make a big difference. You're right. You're 100% right. It's not going to do a damn thing if just you does it. But if you share a positive message and the next person, the person next to you, and you share out this podcast, someone else hears it and they share the message, and we start making a movement together, that's what's going to, in my opinion, I believe that it's going to make a change and help change this world and society. You can't change everybody, and I've learned that firsthand, but we can do our part into making this world a better place. So that's my message for today. I hope you got a lot of value out of that. I'm going to go straight to the episode challenge. Last episode challenge was to tell somebody how much you love them and care about them that you actually know. This one, I challenge you, double dog dare, challenge you to do it to a stranger. I'm going to literally do that. Matter of fact, I should probably do this and record it so you know I'm not blowing smoke. I'm going to do this on Instagram. I got to find out when, but I'll definitely post that. You know what? I'm going to hold myself accountable to it. Sorry, I'm getting off track because I literally just thought of that. I'm going to post this, and I'm going to give a stranger a compliment, and I'm going to tell him something awesome about him. And I want you to do the same. That's my episode challenge. Find a stranger and tell them something awesome. Make that other person feel amazing, because you never know. That could literally, they could remember that for the rest of their life. Hey, remember that crazy guy in the gas station that one time that said, your jacket reminds him of his ex-girlfriend? I don't know, just something crazy, and that actually wasn't a positive message. Anyways, now I'm getting off track here, starting to ramble. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. I hope you got a lot of value out of that. If you did, please subscribe. Let me know what you think of this episode and the podcast. Let me know if you have any topics that you would love to dive into or you want to be a host. Speaking of hosts, I have some awesome hosts coming up. I got 2 interviews scheduled next week, which is going to be a super blast, and I cannot wait. Anyways, since today's Friday, have an awesome Friday. By the time you're listening to this, maybe it's not Friday. I don't know what day of the week it is when you listen to this. But repeat after me real quick. Repeat after me. I am confident. I am valuable. I am a growth winner. Thank you guys so much for listening.